Hey, aloha, Mark J. World's Laziest Networker. Coming. He's laughing. This is David Evans. Right?
Hey, Mark.
He's laughing because this is the second take, which is okay. We all make mistakes all the time. Anyway, I'm here in Seattle, and I think what's really interesting is I actually met David. We met online. And we wanted to share a couple of pearls of wisdom. And I think what's really important, the first thing we get to any questions and do's, don'ts, or whatever's made you successful, you know, with me, don't worry about the camera. You got to coach people all the time, right? Okay, relax. Okay? Yeah. First of all, we're going to get this undone. Okay, relax a little bit. Okay, so here's the deal, right? I think what's really important is last month, David's group did a little over 400,000 in volume.
Yeah.
That's 12 times 400,000 would be a little over about 5 million in volume. Now, what's really important is you're an attorney.
Or what
do you call yourself?
Recovering attorney.
Recovering attorney. I think what happens, David, is a lot of times people on their list, they have the principal of the school, the attorney, and their doctor, and people don't approach them. What can you tell people about professionals that they don't know? That's sort of difficult for professionals. You know, what is it that made you look? Because I think people see doctor, attorney, and they think that those people are too busy. Right? So you were approached, you were an attorney at the time, and you were approached. So tell us about how to approach attorneys and professionals in general. What was the appeal?
Well, the appeal for me was residual income. I was on an hourly billing treadmill from hell. And so if I didn't bill hours, we didn't eat. If I took a vacation, we didn't eat essentially because the hourly billing stopped. So I had to pay twice for every vacation, once for the vacation and twice for not working. So most people don't understand the pressures of a professional life. The professional life usually has overhead out the wazoo, employees, you got to take care of employees, plus you got to take care of your professional education, ongoing professional education, and then the worst thing for me was I was in what I call the being right business. There's no way as a practicing professional you can ever be wrong. That's a lot of emotional pressure. I looked at network marketing many years ago and was always attracted to the idea of work once and paid forever. Well, we found something that we liked. And we gradually, over about 6 months, we got my wife retired from her nursing position and took another 3 years and got me retired from my law practice. Now I get paid better than I did before. My work schedule is 15, 16 hours a week, and my occupational stress is essentially zero.
And plus, if you make a mistake with a prospect, you don't have some lawyer suing you, right? There's no malpractice in network marketing.
No malpractice in network marketing.
As long as you tell the truth, right?
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about building the business, because I think you said something that most people don't understand or don't believe, and I sure didn't. And you found the key to it, and that is that you have a cap on your work week. We find a lot of network marketers, as their income goes up, so do the hours, and you decided you were going to go a different way. Why swap 180-hour stressful job for a career for another one? So tell me about how did you get to the point where you wanted to make a decision, or how did you make the decision to cap your work week?
I'm lazy. Just like you. You may be the world's laziest networker, but I may be the number 2 laziest networker.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Now this will tell you it's a real home-based business. We have babies crying in the background. So that's official. If there's not dogs barking or babies crying, they're not in network marketing. Okay. So you made a decision.
Yeah, I made a decision. I'd worked those long hours before, and because I'm curious, and because I knew if I was going to do network marketing, I was going to do it as a network marketing professional. And I felt like the examples I had from the mentors we had, and they're wonderful people, great teachers, great mentors, and great support, but they didn't know jack about being a network marketing professional, let alone a professional at all. So I went online for resources, and guess who I found?
Somebody else who was lazy.
Somebody else who was lazy, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we both had those 70 to 80-hour high stress things.
I'm not going to go there.
What's the point of doing it again? Whatever.
I could just as easily practice law.
So you made that decision. Now, how do you? I think people would want to know, how do you contain it at 16 hours? Besides making the decision to do that, how are you able to be effective, build an effective group at 16 hours a week? I mean, I know that one of the things that you do is you stay focused on the main thing, which is helping you and your team contact people about the business. Do you set store hours or just let your team know this is when you're available?
Well, I do it flexibility because I don't care when I work. And so I work when my teammates are available. And when they're not available, if I don't have to work, I don't work. And so that's what this is all about, is me serving them by being available when they need me to be available. But I know from experience that they can only do this with me 1 to 2 hours at a time, and they burn out. So it just doesn't chew up that many hours. And in 1 to 2 hours of working with them, we can get them new prospects, new people to meet, so on and so forth. Then we go handle the meetings, no big problem.
Right.
But the work I'm talking about is the actual contacting work. And I never do that more than 15, 16 hours a week, never.
Now, when you call someone up with somebody, you do 3 ways with them, right? Rather than send them to the sharks, right? Anybody that tells you, go bring me prospects, you're sending new people to the sharks. And I think that was one of the things that got us together. It's really unethical to bring people in and say, okay, go find me some good prospects, because they don't know how. They're not answering questions. Clearly, you built your business around ethics. But fundamentally, when you contact someone with someone in your downline to strike interest, have a look at the business, about how long are you on the phone with them?
Well, initially 2 minutes, maybe. 2 minutes, maybe, because either they're going to be interested in a business opportunity or they're not. And that's okay one way or the other. But most people understand that if they can increase their lifestyle a couple notches without stressing their schedule or their budget, they immediately want to know, how do you do that? And so at that point, then, just like you always teach everybody else, we stop and ask them, okay, why do they want to do that? What's going to change in their life? And either they're going to respond and engage, and that's what I'm looking for, is I'm looking for engagement. They're going to respond and engage, or they're not. And if they don't, that's okay. We're going to go on to the next person.
Right, and we give them a graceful way out.
Exactly.
Always give them a graceful way out, right? I know that's one of the things that I love about you is receive a no with as much enthusiasm and grace as a yes. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Because really, it's not about me, it's about them. I can't serve them if I put them under pressure. Not going to happen.
And earlier with your beautiful wife, we were talking about collaboration is the key. Can you tell us about that? Because I know we always talk about begin with the end in mind. That's collaborating with other people about what's important to them. How did you come to that? Was that always the way that you were built? Or what are your feelings about collaborating with others as sort of a fulcrum for what you do?
Well, that wasn't the way I was built. Okay, so this is one of the things I had to unlearn from my professional practice, and it wasn't something that was going to be effective in network marketing. And so I had to learn how to give fully into a partnership so that I could experience what Napoleon Hill would call a mastermind. Because that's really the only way to collaborate. I had to learn how to do that. It wasn't easy, but eventually I found that, and now I know what I'm looking for. Looking at new people, new team members, and so forth. They're going to resonate with me and want to collaborate, or they're not, and they can find someone their mentor, which is okay too, because that way, again, they're building teams without me.
Right.
The other people can mentor. I don't have to be the one.
Right.
So yeah.
So it's not about you.
It's not about me.
That's the whole thing. It's about what they want.
When I used to look at people, when I was an attorney CPA, and so a business school grad and a law school grad and numbers guy and detail. And unfortunately, I looked at people as factors of production and not as individuals. That was a problem.
That's beautiful. You get it, yeah.
Yeah, and so as soon as I began to looking at people as three-dimensional individuals with the same hopes, dreams, cares, desires, wants as me, all of a sudden now communication can happen much more easily.
Right. They may want something different.
Yeah.
But overall, it's the same thing. They like a different outcome.
Sure. Yeah.
With a little more control over their life.
Who doesn't want more time, more money, lower taxes, less stress? Who doesn't want that? Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions that you weren't prepared for, but I ask you the easy ones first. Your top 2 or 3 don'ts in network work.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. I mean, it's not weird. I mean, people get all seized up because of money for whatever reason. All of a sudden it's about money. All of a sudden now they're tense. Okay, well, it's just a conversation. You're having a fun conversation with a pleasant person. That's it.
Okay.
So the second don't is find a way to be happy for who you are, for where you are, for what you are, no matter what.
So that'd be a do.
That's a do.
Be happy now.
Yeah.
Because, and I'll say it, if you're not happy now, you're not going to be happy at $10,000 a month. Don't get, so I'd say, I know one of the things we talked about was don't get sucked into the goalpost game.
Right.
Which means you hit this pin level, and it's like, oh, that's really good when you can hit the next one, the next one, the next one. And if you're not happy now, right?
Ain't gonna happen.
Right. So don't think that 10,000 or 20,000 a month is going to make you happy if you're not happy now. 2 do's, top 2 do's.
Top 2 do's. Get clear about what you want. Get clear about what you want, and then guard those ideas or that thought.
When you say clear about what you want, I think that's so profound because I think most people, when they get involved in network marketing, the list of what they think they want is really what they don't want. They don't want credit card bills. They don't want pressure. They don't want this. You got to get, and I know you're great at this, getting people past that and saying, okay, let's assume all that's done. What does your life look like at that point? And I know you've really mastered that, right?
Well, we're okay with that. You know, the big problem here is that people don't really understand what's inside them. And so I heard it said, you know, give me your calendar and your checkbook and I'll tell you what you really want. Unfortunately, most people haven't done that self-analysis and haven't really evaluated what they really want. So this idea of getting clear about what you want isn't quite as easy as it sounds.
Okay. We're getting some help. You're awesome. Okay. They want in. They want to sign up. You're going to wait for a while. No. It's good. So I'm going to ask you some questions as I remember. And she knows the answer. Okay. You gotta love home-based businesses, folks. When they're screaming babies, I'm gonna tell you something. What you got is a real prospect. Okay. They at least want a nanny to take care of them. So anyway, your favorite word?
I'm a former attorney CPA. I have 50,000 favorite words. I don't have one.
Your favorite word right now? You could change it tomorrow, but today it is
friends.
Okay. Your least favorite word?
Boss. Clients.
Okay. And favorite sound?
My telephone ringing.
The ATM machine. What's the ATM least favorite sound?
My wife crying or otherwise being upset.
Any occupation outside of networking that you'd like to try?
Yeah. You know, if all of the things being equal, if I didn't have to work at 15 hours a day, maybe I could be a baker.
When we meet some bakeries over here.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
Well, I bake artisan bread.
Any occupation that you least like to try?
Not ever possibly, not in any way, shape, or form, not on this planet or any other, going back to being a lawyer.
Your favorite cuss word? Okay. And he's not saying, right? And
oh, sorry.
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you get to the pearly gates?
Welcome home.
Thanks for the interview. Just remember one thing. This is key. He gave you the key to talking to professionals. So all those things that you've kind of set aside, the principal of the school, the doctors, the attorneys, all the professionals, they don't have ongoing income. He just told you when he took time off, he had to pay for it twice, plus getting back into the rhythm. Folks, they're highly approachable. They're highly approachable. And here's the key, he told you, they need to be right. So make them think it was their idea. Hey, thanks a lot. Continued success.
My pleasure.
Peace. All right.
It's been a journey.